be looking at auto layout. So for the last classes, we've been actually just designing buttons and the rest of them, and we've been neglecting auto layout. Now, auto layout is something that is very important when designing as a designer, because it will help you maintain consistency and alignment when working with your button. Because I've seen situations where once you make changes to your button, like the text in it, it automatically changes with it will start changing position, and the process of going on and off. Okay, let me demonstrate what I mean. Now let's say this is my button. This is the button I want to use. 60. Let's say I type in it sign off. So let's say this is the button I'm using, and I decide to Ctrl G to group it. So let me change this to like 10. So I'm trying to design a quick imaginary button. Mm. So this is it. Let's say I change this here to 20. No, 20, and you can see that the more I make changes to it, the more it starts changing position. So now this is white. Now this is a button that I've decided to use. If I come here and I duplicate this button without auto layout, and I want to change this to register now, if you notice, it's because I did not use auto layout, it's going to the side. So if I want to arrange this, I will now start doing this, which is time wasting. It's wasting my time, it's wasting your time. Imagine you have to do this for all your buttons. All your buttons need to take the same shape. So how are you going to do this? But with auto layout, once you add auto layout to your button, it will help you give your button a fixed shape. So anything you're doing, even if you're increasing this to register tomorrow, anything you're doing, it will just be expanding itself to take your button. So how do you add auto layout? It's very simple. So let's say I want to design this button and I call this on sign up. This is the text I want to actually use. So what I'm just going to do is I'll just add auto layout. So you can add it by you can go this way to start adding your auto layout, or you simply come to this part of your screen. Oh, it's not showing here. So I'm just going to do Control A. I'm just going to do Control A, add auto layout. So I've added the auto layout to this my text. So now I can decide to rename it here to button. So you right click for you to see it. You right click or use Control A. Okay. So for those of you that did not see it, so let's say this is it. So for me to add, I can just right click and do add auto layout, or I use not Control A, Shift A. Shift A works, not Control A. So after adding it, now I have it here. So the next thing I'm going to do is, so now this is not looking like our original button. So you can now start adding colors and everything to it to make it perfect. So first of all, let's say the spaces between them. Now this is the spaces between items. Like for instance, the spacing between sign and up. So I can decide to increase it to 12. I can decide to increase it any I want. Then this is padding. So for me to get padding, well, I can just decide to do it from this box instead of here. So this is padding, top padding, and the rest of them. I can decide to make this 32. No, I can decide to make this 16. si- 16. Then I can decide to make this 32. 32. Then I'll place it at the center. So I've gotten what I want. So now the next thing I'm going to do is, you can change all of this to fixed width, but we don't need them now. We don't need it now. So let me just make it all content. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to add a field to this. Then I can add my 10% radius button. So if I decide to change the color to any color of my choice, then I'll double click on the text and I'll change the text color to white, and I'll give the text anything I want to give it. So now you notice that if I increase this text, it will increase with the button. So anything I do, my button is still maintaining the same consistency, is maintaining everything. So if I reduce it to the least, my text box is not going to change. Everything is okay. If I decide now to type register now while offer last, you can see that it's taking the padding I already gave to it. Now, anyhow, I can decide now so once I'm done with register now, I can just decide to make it a component. And this is it for my button. Now, one good thing about auto layout is that you can use it for so many instances. You can use it for your nav bar. Now, the main aim of using auto layout is for responsiveness. So if you study auto layout very well and you want to design, let's say I'm designing a full website or landing page. If I make use of my auto layout very well, like putting auto layouts one after the other on our articles. So if I decide to reduce the size to a frame of a phone, I would still get the same thing. So it doesn't matter how I expand this. If you notice, the text is also moving to fit in my screen together. So if I decide to make this, let's say, this is already like a desktop screen. See how it's taking it. The text is not reducing, it's still the same size of text and everything. So this is how I do button for auto layout. Now, if I want to do the same for my nav bar, it's still the same process, but now you have to make use of several other functions. Yes. So I made the text the auto layout and not the button itself. It's from the text I got my auto layout, because if I want to increase my text, I just want the button to get the same feel. Okay, so there's another way you can do it, which is coming first, creating the button that you want to use. So I like using 60 for my button, creating it 10, and I can just okay, yeah, then I'll just keep it like this. Then I can just decide to type anything, sign off. So all processes you use to achieve it is the right way, is just what you need to do. So now for this, I can just do this. If I want to make, let's say I want to make boot, yeah, I can make boot auto layout. So now I'm done. I can just decide to group this and make it auto layout together. So anyone I feel like doing, well, I prefer working on the text because it's actually going to. So let me make this 15. uh, 15, 30, 30, 15. So anything I decide to make auto layout is going to work. Well, I just feel very comfortable making the text first and just adding a frame to it. So, like I was saying, now let's go to do something for our navbar. Let's say I want to do a navbar and I want to make it an auto layout. So what I'm going to do is, let me check if I made that. Okay, so components, let me check for the components. Oh, I did not make it. So I did not make it a component. So let me make it a component back. Sign off. Mm, 24. And I'll make this auto layout. So I'm going to make this 16. 16. 32. 32. 16. Okay, add my text. Okay, then. mm, So I want to quickly make it a component so you would understand why I'm making it a component later. So let me go back to this and name this my button. So for the spacing between 20, let me see 20. Okay, so this is it. So I'll quickly make it a component. Okay, it's not even asset. So since I have it in my assets and it's not even asset, so I want to create for my navbar. What I'm going to do is I'll just quickly, let's say I'm creating. Let me just use. I don't want to create everything now, so let me use any word. Let me see your text goes here. So now what I'm going to do quickly is I'll make this an auto layout, Shift A, and I'll make this a component. So now this is a component, so I'll bring it together. So I'm going to name it text. Okay. Why is this going out? Okay, since I've made this a component, let me keep it somewhere here, and this is my text. So I want to duplicate this, Ctrl D. I'm going to duplicate this and I'll drag them out here and read it together. So I'll do Ctrl D again and I'll take all of these and I'll drag it together. So let's see, yeah, this is good. So what I'm going to do is I'll hold the three of them and I'll still add another auto layout to it. So now I have added my auto layout. So I'm going to call this and now, let's say now for. So now that I have three auto layouts in this, let's say I want to bring in my button and I want to place in my button here. So I'm going to use my arrow key to shift it along. So let's say these are my buttons. So I'm going to hold this auto layout together. Then I would put the spacing I want between them. Let's say 100 and the rest of them. Now I know you might be seeing this button, this arrow key here. Where does it work? So if I want to design, let's say I want to do a dashboard and I want it to be aligned very well, I'll use this vertical direction. See as it's going. But because I'm doing it now, I'll make it horizontal direction. So what I'm going to do now is I would come here and I will give the padding to 16, 32, 32, 16. So you can check all of this to freestyle what is used. Now this is fixed, it has fixed the width. So I'm just going to make it center. So I'm going to make it center. So this is my button, my auto layout button. Now let's say I want to quickly bring in Nigerian logos.
Sorry, Buma.
Okay.
Is the Nigerian logo, is it a plugin?
Yes, it's a plugin that you
Wow.
can use. So once it loads very well, I can now search for any brand I want to use. So CUDA, I'll just import the SVG of CUDA. So let me reduce it. So you can change the color to anything you like. Now let me look for the color of this. So because I'm working with this, I'll just change this to this. So I'm just going to make this a component. So I have made it a component. So I'll hold my auto layout and I'll drag in. Here's my CUDA logo. Oh, I used to forget and I'll delete this. Once I delete it, I'll now start looking for it. So let's say this is it. So this logo is big. So I'm going to reduce it. So I'll drag this in and I'll put it here. It's not in our auto layout, so I'll bring it in and I'll put it in our auto layout. So I'll push this out here and I would hold all again. After holding all, I'll still add auto layout to it. So I'll gently try to push it in to few container. So let me work on this 32, 32. This is okay. Okay. So I just had to change it to all content so that
Sorry, Boma, please, I didn't see what you did last now to take that in.
okay. So this is what I did. Let me control Z it. You notice that this was outside and I noticed that it's from one of the settings. So I just quickly changed this from fixed position to all container. So it entered. So now I'm still going to reset all of this. I'm still going to reset all of this and give it my padding 16. Oh, let me make this 32. 32, 64. So your right and left should be times 2 of your top and bottom. So that's why if you notice, if I'm giving it 16, I'm making it do this. So I'll make sure everything is center aligned. Yeah, they are all center aligned. So I can now decide to add fill to this. You can see how this is. Okay, so 16. It's too big for me. So um there's no fixed it's not fixed on what you should use. It should just be what goes well for you. So now let's see. Can you see that as I'm expanding it is not responsive? Who can tell me why it's not responsive?
Hello, Boma. Can
Okay.
I talk?
I think it's because
Yeah,
it's
you can.
packed. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
packed.
correct.
So you have to like change it to space within that stuff.
Okay. So this is still doing the same thing. So I'm going to ensure that I make it to fill container, fill container. So if I'm expanding this, no, it's still not working.
I think you should go to where the padding, that padding button is, and
Yeah,
then go
yeah.
to
Space between. Yeah, that's true. So you see that it's not even working very well. So now these are things you would actually encounter when you're working on this. So there's no need to panic once you encounter this. If you notice, I use three different auto layouts in one. So this is an auto layout. So I'll start working on each of them one after the other again. So I'll come to this part and I'll make it space between. So since I've done that, let's see. It's still not responding the way we want it. So all this. So
Hey, Boma, I feel that spacing you have like of 100. I think you should
everything can
increase
be
it.
fixed. So we are going to fix it right here in class. Okay. No, if I increase the 100, you know what this works? It's, so that's not what to lay out on this. So we have to acting up this way. So let me do this. So this is responding fine. Then it's from this particular auto layout. So let's okay. So it's expanding fine. So it's expanding very fine. So now what we need to do is to make this to expand with it. So this is the auto layout we need to set. This is what is giving us that. Okay. So it's now responding very fine. So now what else do we need to do? So I had to change it to spaces between. So immediately I changed it to spaces between. It started responding very well. Well, there's something we need to do. This is a nav bar. So I want this to be separate from this. So who can suggest what we're to do now?
Um, Hi, Boma.
Hello?
Hi. I think what you need to do is remove the CUDA stuff separately into another auto layout and then make this particular navbar auto layout to be the same with that feel, like this white background feel. Like they are different. They are two auto layouts differently. That's why they are not responding together.
Yeah, so we need to, because I want to shift this to this part. So what I'm going to do now is, okay.
Sorry, Boma.
Yeah?
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but what of constraints? What of like I don't know if it will work, but like selecting that CUDA thing and then pinning the constraint, like constraining it to the left.
Yeah,
Like,
that's also going to work. So let's do this first. Okay, so let me quickly remove auto layout for this. And I think I added auto layout to the wrong frame. So let me see what I can quickly do. Uh, Okay, so I remove this. So this is what we want. So let me quickly add auto layout to just these three. So let me take it to the center. Okay. So, okay. So first off, let me change this text to home about contact. Shift A. So this auto layout something is something that you cannot carry. Like I cannot carry a fixed number on my head, so I need to do it till I do it right. Okay, so let's say this is my nav bar. Then so okay, so this is it. So now for this to be responsive, I need to work on this parent frame and not this one. So this is settling in very well. So it's this one I need to work on. So here is our constraint. Fact. Fill container. Fill container. So this isn't okay, so it's not responding very well. But we need to fix this. We need to fix this to the left. We need to fix one of these to the left. So fixed width to the left. Let's see how it responds now. Okay, so we add this together. So all of you, let's think how to fix this to the left. So I fixed it to the left. Okay. So then I need to fix this to the right. Shift A. Let me add an auto layer to this. And let me fix this to the left. Okay. Okay, so this is it. So I can now reduce my spacing between them. I can't even see my constraint so that I can just quickly set constraint so that it doesn't get to move to different part of the screen, just one part of the screen. Oh, not to worry, we are going to get it right, whether it likes it or not. Okay, can you explain constraints and scenarios we can use them? Okay, so now for constraints, now let's say I want to fix this to a particular part. So when I am making this move, it doesn't move anyhow. It has to take the exact position I want it to move to. So if I fix the constraint to the right, once I'm moving it to the right, it gets to move to the right and not the left. So that's what constraint does. But currently I can't even see it on my screen. So let's continue. So this is the same thing I'm going to do if I want to design a card. So before the end of this class, I'm going to confirm why this is not working. Yeah, that's what I just noticed too. So I had to check another of my screen to see if I can find constraint, and I noticed that it was there. So once you click on auto layout, it automatically leaves. So this is facing within. Oh, So I'm going to do this again to see why this is having this issue. So I'm quickly going to duplicate it to get the same. Okay. So I've gotten the 3 and Shift A auto layout.
This screen is not moving. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. It's moving now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let me drag in my and bring in my sign up to this. So I'll use my arrow key to move this. I'll click on this, use my arrow key to move it to the right. Then I'm going to bring in my CUDA bank to this, and I'll use my arrow key to move it again. So let me do it one after the other to see why this had that issue in the first place. So this is 8, yeah, 16, 16, it's give it to the center. So let me change this to fixed width and 1440. So this is the width I want to use. Let me add this. So I'm quickly going to spaces between. So the spacing between this should be, let's say, 90. Sixteen. 32. So this just a few container. Yes. So okay, let me take the one after the other and add auto layout to this and let it fill this container. Okay. So this is it. So this is it. It's now taking the position we want it to be. So I can now increase this to 32, 64, 64, 32. So this is Nava. I can now make it a component. So if I decide to, let's say, use a frame of a desktop of this, and I go here and I bring them my navbar. Okay. So I bring it in first, and I'll have to. This is still doing this. Oh, oh. Do you know that what has been affecting this is because I kept it on the wrong direction since. So it has been here instead of here, instead of this direction, horizontal direction. So if I want to do it, I would have to click on the auto layout and drag it. So this should container. This is not. I really don't know why my screen is behaving like this, but I'm sure going to fix it. Container. Is this auto layer trying to joke with me? Man, someone should just tell me what to do now, because someone that has been fooling. So this is not, or should I try to do it on another Figma screen to see if it's Figma that is acting this way for me? Okay, I should do it on another Figma screen. Yeah, it's in the same box. It's in the same box. So the reason I'm adding auto layout to each of them is to set this to the right and set this to the left. and set it to the left so that it doesn't get to move when I move them. Well, apparently it's not responding. So someone should talk. So anybody here that has what to say, solution to this?
Sorry, Boma, I just want to know, like, is it that it's not responsive, like it's not moving across the, like when you drag the frame, it's not moving the way it's supposed to, or what?
Yes, it's not moving the way it's supposed to move. And I've made all the settings to it. It's still not moving. So I'm thinking of different way. Now, one thing you need to know as a UI/UX designer, a problem solver, this is a problem because you can't even use it like this. So the main aim of doing this is for it to respond. So after doing this, now I want it for it needs to be responsive so that I can be able to fix this into this when I want to use it and not this behavior it's giving. So something is definitely wrong, which I can't figure out now because I've tried to use all the settings I need to use, but it's still giving me this behavior. So let's think, how do we solve this? Because this is a major problem. Without fixing this, we can't even move further.
Okay, thing is, I'm using my phone to view, so I can't really see some things. I don't know if it won't be too much stress. Can we just do it afresh so that we will know exactly how we'll do everything there from the beginning? We should just do it afresh. Like, since we already have everything that we need to do, we can just do the entire auto layout like from the beginning.
Okay. Let's start it from the beginning and see what's happening. So we must solve this. We must fix this. Okay. So let's start from the starting. Let's say your text goes here. So this is what we need from the starting. Let me increase my screen. So we need to make this an auto layout. So this is the screen I want. So I need to make it an auto layout. So I'm going to shift A. It's not an auto layout. So let me rename it to nav text. So let me make it a component first. So after making it a component, the next thing I want to do is to right click and let's say I'll move it to my local component. So it's there on my local component. So I'm just going to drag it here. So after dragging it, what next should I do? I would have to duplicate Command D. So I'm going to duplicate it. So I need 3 of these. So I'm still going to duplicate this one to make it 3. So it's now 3. I would put all of them together and add auto layout to it. So this is my auto layout. So I'm going to increase the sizes or add the sizes between them. Let's say 100. This is what I want to use. 100 or 32. Yeah, and I'll make the direction to be horizontal. So this is fixed. So what should I do next? Let me bring in my buttons and the rest of them. So I can now rename this to menu. Oh, this, oh, okay. So I think I now know what happened. Who else noticed something here? Let me take it back. Oh, this is it. So this is it. This is what happened. I created a component from this, and my component was already here. I then had to come to duplicate this without thinking of my component. So let me take this now to they are all together now. So I can now add the auto layout to this. So this is what happened. So I've added the auto layout to this. So I can now name this to nav. So I can add my button here, but unfortunately I don't have the button again in my asset panel because it's no longer there. So let me quickly create a button for my text. Button. Button. 50. So I'm going to make this 16.
So from out of that direction, that arrow forward.
Yeah. So I'm going to make it like this. So let me check this out. So okay, the direction is okay. So let me quickly add my fill color to this button. Then use our color. Seriously, this can actually mess you up, like a component here. So this is it. We have this. So let's bring in our button here. Okay. So button our button. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just quickly going to make this 16, 32, 16, 32.
Man, you've made a mistake there.
Yeah. So what did I put?
Those will be 16, 32, 32, 16. Okay.
32, 16. 16. Yeah, this is a mistake. 16, 32. So it's now settled in well. So let me right click and bring in my logo. Footer. Here's my okay. Figma. So okay, so I'm just quickly going to add a few color here. Or which few color should I use now? Let me change this to the white. So this few color should be this. This few color should be this here. So that means I'm going to change everything here to the white since I want to make use of this. So let's um about us contact us. So let's say this is it, and I'm just quickly going to change. Just quickly going to change this to fixed height. And for the this one for 40. My screen is freezing. Hmm. So so this is still not behaving well. Can someone share his or her screen and do it? Let me know if it's so with these steps I've showed so far. Just someone should help me share screen and let me know if it's my system that is doing this. So this is the behavior I need. So this is the behavior I need. This is exactly the behavior I need for it to expand. This is the responsive behavior I need.
Why don't you instead of why don't you just add the field to the nav?
Do what?
A field.
A
I
few.
can see that part that you are currently expanding. If you notice, there's no field for it. So if you can add a field to it, and
Okay. So this is it. This is okay. So let me add a few to it. You see what a few did to it.
make it blue.
Even if I make it blue, like you still don't get it, right? If I make it blue, okay. So let me try something. Let me try to ungroup this. Okay. So this is it. This is it, right? So let me add a few to it, and I'll let the few blue. Okay. So I think this is it. 16, 32, 16, 32. So let's see what we have here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. It says here. What this is what we are looking for actually. So this is it. So we solved our problem. We made it responsive. So this is the whole concept of auto layout actually. So we'll do one more thing before we call it a day. Please, as I'm doing it, please people should work closely so that we don't get to make any mistake that will keep us for hours again. So now we want to do a card. So we want to create a card component. So let's start with what we need for a card. So let's see, I need title, the title of my card. I don't know, is it just me? But why is my text smaller? This is 40 and it's looking very small. I think my Figma is having issues and I need to shut down my system. I haven't shut down for long. So let's continue though. So let's say this is what I want. This is my title. And because I don't want to use black.
I think it's everywhere. Like the font size thing, I think is also some on my system.
Oh, I've not noticed though. I rarely use Figma.
Or could it be because other components are really big, so whenever you have a font size of 40, it looks small near it, something like that.
But this is what I've been using to teach now for some time. I've not noticed. I don't know. Have you noticed anything like this before? Like this,
Yeah,
like my
it also happened to me overnight today. Actually, this same thing.
oh, oh, that's Figma. This is why I did not start with Figma. So I'm going to add auto layout to this, shift auto layout to this. So what am I going to do? I'll quickly make this 8 or any amount you want to use. So add all of these 16, 32, 16, 32, 16. So I've gotten it. Let's say I should now add my fill color to this. And the whole aim of this is when I expand this should be able to move. Well,
You not centralize it.
yeah, that's true. so let so let me go back uh to the auto layout and make it center. No, it's not center we are using actually. So leave it like that for now. So this is a frame. So I need another thing. I need to add my card component to this. So I'll just design my card to take this same shape. So let me quickly add any image. So let me quickly look for any image on Google and I say
Banana.
yeah, banana. Oh yeah, I don't know how to spell banana again. Okay, I like this. Save image. So I'm going to save this image because I want to use this to bring it in. So I'm just going to save it. But if I just want to power clip it and the rest of them, I'll just copy it. Okay, so I've gotten the banana. So now this is the banana that I want to use. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in. Well, actually, so I'll bring this into my no, or I'll bring this in. Okay. So it's still this that I'm going to drag into my frame. So it's now inside my frame, but my frame is not showing. So what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm going to just keep it somewhere here.
I don't think it's inside the frame yet.
Yeah. Oh, this is it. So I need to bring it inside my frame. So I'll take it down. It's not inside the frame though. So it's not inside the frame. Well, you can see that this arrangement is not good. So before I need to arrange all of this, it's going to take time. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to bring it out of my frame and I'll just place this here. And so this is what I want to do. So I'm going to add auto layout to this. So now you know that if I had done it the other way, I'm going to have issues along the line when I want to make it responsive and the rest of them. So making this one an auto layout will just make everything okay. So we just make this okay. Now this is an auto layout. So I would start by making all the settings. So let's say I want to start typing on this, and now I see what will happen. So let me so I want to go straight to my plugins and bring in one line of text. So this is how it's looking. So I'll quickly make this to fill container. So I've made it to fill the container that I want. So I can now start giving my text what all the settings I want to give it. So now this is too much. So, so are you noticing that as I'm reducing this, it's reducing? So now what's the real essence of this? Let's check if this is an auto layout. It's not working as a responsive. So what I'm going to do is we'll now get some so Control Z. Okay. So let's set this to our context. So,
What of that forward stuff? The forward and
no, this is to make it go this way because we have to. So this is what we are working with.
I think you should try clicking on the image itself. I'm not sure, but try clicking on the image itself and then check the constraints.
So container. So this is the auto layout we're working with. So let's see now. It's going to work now. No.
Okay, Boma, I don't know. There's another way, but it's longer, but it can work. I don't know.
Okay. So go on.
Okay, so you have to create like two rectangles. So you put them like in the same position, the two rectangles. You scale one up to allow for the image, and then you put the text in the lower part of the rectangle. If you had auto layout like that, then you can like it will be responsive. I don't know if you get the explanation.
Okay, so this is a rectangle. Let me say I get what you're saying. This is a rectangle.
You for the entire size of the card, you scale it up for the entire size of the card.
Okay. So this is the first rectangle. So
Yes,
now
you
I
create
want
an
to add I want to add the
no,
second one.
yes, or this same one, just you can duplicate it. Yes,
Okay. So this is what I want to do.
no, you can put the lower, like you can put the lesser rectangle, a bit the smaller one. You can put it on top so that to take the image. I
Okay.
don't know if you get. You can
Yeah, I
move that
do.
lower
So
one
this
down.
is the image. So let's say this is my image. Let me bring out this image, the banana. I'll actually get to the root of this. So let me say this is my text. Can I copy this text, God?
The two of them, you can add auto layouts.
Oh, my text have disappeared.
First to the text and then to the combination of everything when you select them together.
Yeah,
It's
so
there. I just think you need to bring it forward because of the feel. I think it's on that. It's like beneath it.
it's still supposed to show. So I feel because I copied it from here. Let me try to do something like this first. Alt. Okay, let me kill this here for. So it's because I copied it from here. Oh,
Is at the back.
bring to
Bring to
front.
front for my.
Yeah. So this is it. If I understand what you mean very well, is I will have to add auto layer
Yes, separately.
to this, then
And then to everything.
then I will not add auto layer to everything.
Sure.
No,
And
I
I
did
think you
not.
have to rearrange. Okay, the image and the text, you can try to add the auto layout.
So this is the image and this is the text.
I don't think the
Yeah.
text is inside that box. I'm saying frame 25.
Yeah, that's another thing. Now, just this is one thing you need to note when working with Figma. Like not only Figma actually, when working with XD or Figma, you need to watch the behavior of this side, including Photoshop. Sometimes you might be trying to fix something, yeah, and the truth is the issue is not even from here, it's just a simple drag and drop. So let's see. So I don't think this is in this frame.
Hello, Boma.
Yeah.
I think I get what Uyini doing saying, but the thing here is this: if you put a separate rectangle, exactly what you're doing now, then add the field to the auto layout for this.
Oh,
Add the field to the auto layout for this. Make it white.
so that's what I just did now.
No, not for this one. The whole frame, including the banana.
Okay, this is it.
Yes, yes.
Auto
Then add the
layout.
field.
Then I add a few. Oh, yeah, true. So now we can now work on this. Centralize it. 32. No, we do should be zero because I want you to show zero. Show zero. And show zero. So now this is another auto layout, right? So this is what I can now set to 16. Let it to oh 16. For this so so the behavior of this is not exactly what we want. So let's try to work on this. To
For the sorry,
okay.
for the stop. Remember, instead of making it centralized, put it in the top left corner, like the
Yeah.
something for the banana. Yes, the banana, like
Okay.
the banana. The frame
Banana
for
is
that
not
one.
even
No, the frame, like the frame, including the banana.
okay.
Put the yes. You've done something. It should be, but it should be in the top. Yeah, top layer. So Whenever you enlarge it, it remains in the top left corner.
But
So
it's
you
not
see,
responsive.
it's still not responsive.
Make it hug. Will it?
Okay, this is the top left.
Yeah,
Let
they
me
make
make
it hug.
let me make it hog content. And let's see. Ooh, it's still the same. So
I still think the issue is with the constraints.
okay, so do you suggest that we add constraints first before adding auto layout?
I'm not even now certain, but please go to that image, the banana. Let's check the constraints.
This
No, I think
Yes.
the banana is it this
Put it on
banana or the
set.
new banana?
No, yeah, in the what did
New
you say?
banana. The newest banana. Yes,
yes,
That sounds so weird.
very weird.
Yes, the new banana.
The newest
Yeah,
one.
yes. I think you should try to put it in the center. Then it should feel container.
Okay, so you notice that I did not add auto layer to this banana. So let me add auto layer to this banana and see. Few container, few container. So because I added auto layer, it has. So this is going to be responsive by fire by force. We must make it responsive. The same way we did our nav bar. So let's think. Problem solving strategy.
Please go to the before you click on that side, this resizing side. Please, what's
Okay.
this? Can you is there a way you can do like the top? Then yeah, that center side. Then you should hold content. There was a video I saw about how this whole thing works, and then there was a way he adjusted it around the constraint side because he was having issues too.
Now you know that if you watch videos and you follow the pattern of these videos and you learn their pattern, the instance you're using it is not, and you try to do
Yeah,
it yourself, it might not work for you.
yeah.
So the thing is, you need to think of how to solve your own. Before they came up with that video, trust me, they've done it over and over and over again. So let's what
So
this
can we just
thing would.
one by one?
Can
Can
we?
we the auto layout for the to check if the text will be responsive, then the
Okay.
banana before.
Okay, let's check the text.
Everything.
Oh, that's so the text is not even responsive. So let's we have few minutes to get this right. So let me create a new page. I want to, I want it to be fresh. So who noticed something? My text is 924, but it's bigger.
no, it's as a result of the zooming.
Oh,
It's the zooming.
I think so.
oh.
I think it's the
So
general workspace zoom, you know.
Yeah, it's the zooming. Yeah.
if I tell you my story, I never for one day liked figure. Like, to instance, for everybody in UI UX is like they are using figure, so I just had to adapt. If I'm doing this in XD, so one of the classes that I'm just going to introduce you to XD. If I'm doing this in XD, trust me, I would have gotten it since. Like XD is something that if you're facing issue, you just know what you're facing. But Figma, I don't know if it's the app is that is misbehaving at that point. Okay, so I am going to add a field, right? Yep, a field. And I think I need to set, no, not center though. So this is a field. 24. 16, 32, I'm forgetting that this is see it. Okay, it is good. So this is our first frame, and let me bring in plugin generate, and this should be a few container. So we have gotten the first one. So let's say this is our rectangle for the image. So now I want to do this one after the other to see whether our village people will look for us.
Before we do the banana count, enlarging the title to see if it's going to respond.
Okay, yeah, sure. So can you see that it's responding now? Even if the behavior is no. Okay, so let's change this behavior now to okay. I think I know what to do here now. So one is supposed to be on. So which of them should be fixed with? So let's make one of these to be. Let's make this to be fixed field container. So okay, need to add auto layouts to this field container fixed with. So let's watch the behavior of this. So this is too much. 8. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this will work. So this will work. So then let me just quickly add my image. Sorry for that background noise. So these two is together. And we need to add the auto layout here. So this is what this is doing right now. All content. All content. So I just observed something. Our text is responsive, but our image is not. Our image is not. So let's make our image responsive.
Yeah, who's there? Open. That's me. How are you? Thank you. Just come back.
Miss Boma, can you try to clip content first?
Yeah, I thought about it. Cliff content will it's not going to work because we don't have any frame we are clipping it to. So let's say until I have another screen, then I can clip content. Well, wait, what if this rectangle is not? Okay. I'll add another auto layout. Something was happen.
Hello, Adbuma.
Yeah.
Please, you can achieve this. You can make auto layout and auto layout. As you put the image as a single unit, you make it auto layout. As you put a text as a single box, you make it auto layout. So once you make each and every one of them auto layout, you now group all of them as auto layouts. It can work because they don't have, you can manipulate them like that, if I may say, because I've experienced something like this before.
All right. Sorry, please, Boma.
Yeah.
I think I have something that I believe might be the answer.
Okay.
Have you been able to do it such that the text adjusts to the resizing?
Yeah.
All right. Then in that case, for the image, don't make the image an auto layout just yet. What you should do to the image is for the resizing of the image, make it fill container for the width and fill container for the height.
Yeah.
Then once you do that, I think you should be able to, then for the whole frame, you should be able to do it. Because while I am for my text, I'm working on it here. And for my text, um I'm not able to make my text do what I want yet. But at least the image is resizing.
Okay,
Hello,
so
Boma.
I like the sound of you've been able to do it, but you've not achieved it. But the
Boma,
thing is, yeah,
if you make the image as a rectangle auto layout, that is when it can fill the container. But if you put it as this, it cannot fill the container.
if I make the image
As
a
you
rectangle,
imported the image, you make it
yeah,
as an auto layout as a single unit.
yes,
So
we did that the first time.
no, it didn't do that. Okay, this is for frame 2. It's inside frame 2 with the text now. It's not an auto layout on its own.
Okay. So I've made it an auto layout.
Now check it can now fill container.
Okay.
So whenever I don't know if you can really, there's the time I was on transit that just now on my system. If you bring the image as a single unit, you make it auto layout, the text, the title auto layout, the lump sum auto layout, you now add every of them as an auto layout. That means you have 4 auto layouts.
4 auto layouts in one.
Yes. One for each, and the general one that will not be used for fill container.
Okay. So have you tried it? Did it work? Because I know that we've tried 3 different methods here.
I couldn't share my screen. If I can share my screen, I will just do it. It's not a big deal. Just as the image, make it auto layout, text, title, make it auto layout, loops on auto layout. Just now arrange it vertically. You now make it, group all of them auto layout.
Okay. So I'm going to do it as you said, and we'll still look at it. So I'm removing auto layout. You can see that I made all of them auto layout actually. Okay. So from what you are saying,
I bring out the image
on group. So this is the image.
The image and make it and remove the.
Okay, this is the image.
And make it auto layout single as an image.
On group.
Still on group. You can make the image auto layout. Don't make the two together of the text auto layout.
I should make one by one, have you?
One by one auto layout. Because if the text is longer, make this one auto layout also.
Okay, so this is it.
And make the image auto layout.
Okay, this is it.
And bring it vertical and highlight all of them, make it auto layout.
Okay. And this is it.
And now check for the constant and just try to swap, and for the height it will not be fill container. Not an okay, fill container.
Fill container.
That one I think is okay. No, don't make the height fill container. Make the lump sum fill container. No, for the length and for the length also. For the height rather, sorry. And let's try and bring the padding small.
Okay. So let me do this same for this. Okay, now.
By your right. Okay, make the title and the lump sum auto layout. Can you highlight it?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, highlight the title and the description auto layout.
Every solution is a solution here to do. Okay, so it's an auto layout.
So you can reduce their spacing, I think so. It will the space between them.
So 0.
0. Yeah.
Try to check for the constraint. Let's see how it will go. No, for the frame 4. No.
Still the same.
There's one this thing that you
see at this point. I have every reason to think this is for my system actually.
Now I can share my screen.
Okay, so a quick one before we end. So let me quickly explain the tax for today. So the tax you'll be doing for your promotion. So before I get to start getting information about this, so it's very simple. Let's say this is you're coming up with a case study for few features. Now we are using WhatsApp as a case study here. Let's say WhatsApp wants to add a new feature to to the to WhatsApp itself. Now, you know that sometimes you would want to wish your friends Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, and the stress of staying awake till, let's say, 12 o'clock in the night is sometimes you might just sleep off. And I know most people will quarrel you for not being the first person to send them a message for their birthdays, or you need to, let's say, I need to send my boss a message very early in the morning, and instead of waiting for that morning, people going to work, and the message is supposed to arrive, let's say 8 o'clock, and you're supposed to resume at the office 9 o'clock. So imagine leaving your house by 7:30 or so, going to the office, and you meet traffic and you can't send this message. Why not schedule it? So that's the whole idea. Why not schedule it? So WhatsApp is trying to add the schedule function on their app. So you need to come up with, you need to research about it, carry out your small research, know how many people that want it. So you're coming up with a full case study for just few screens. So it's not going to be hard, just like 2, 3 screens, depending on how you have in your head that this scheduling should be. So it can be under settings. You can just include the schedule under settings. It's very simple. For scheduling of message, you know what you need. You need you need the date, you need the time you want it to go out. Yes, the time, the name of the person you're sending it to. So that's what you need to just schedule, just the way you schedule for your flight. So I don't know where you want to include it. If you want to include it as part of the nav bar, include scheduling as part of the nav bar. That's up to you. If you want to include it as part of settings. So, but anywhere you're including it, you need to come up with a case study and think of the research. You need to think of the wireframe, information architecture, all of those things. So I just want to see your process on how you the process on how you arrive at. So it's beyond the design. So like I said in previous classes, the design is just like the last thing you need to do, and what they need in the outside market, it's the process and not just the design. Because if it's about the design, we have Figma communities. I can go to Figma community and I will duplicate a design and I will submit it as part of my interview. But that's not what we want to see. You want to see your approach, how you come up to solve a problem. So is there any question on this task? Just one question and we are done.
Are we coming out with something like the user flow, the
Yes. Now, the user flow is actually the simplest on how a user should navigate and arrive at that. So, if I'm adding it in, what's it called, in my nav bar, you know, WhatsApp, we already have the home, we have the status, we have the chat. Okay, I'm using GB WhatsApp. We have the status, calls, camera, chat, and settings. So you can decide to add it on your under settings, include it as under settings. The thing is, if you're including it there, you design that whole screen. So I'm not saying you should redesign WhatsApp. I'm just saying you should come up with a new feature to add to WhatsApp. So you can maintain the old screens for the WhatsApp, just include that new feature and the screens for that new feature. So any other question about the task?
Sorry, Mama, this is not a question about the task.
Okay.
It's concerning what we're doing. So I was able to do it and it's responsive here on my system.
Okay, so that means it's on my system actually.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just worked on it and
Okay, can you quickly share your system for us, your screen for us? So who's talking? Let me just make you
Nancy. But the thing
Nancy.
now is like I'm using my phone to
Okay,
connect,
just
so I can just record if there's a way I can do that.
okay, so that will be fine. Record and send it to us on Slack. Because I think this
Okay.
is my system. I would also record and send my own part because I don't understand why auto layout to take me 2 hours and it's not responsive for something I do always. maybe the gods of this class, but you get the whole process of adding auto layout. It's just very simple. You just add the auto layout and try to put your constraints, put your settings, all content and the rest of them, just to make it responsive, so that when you want to use it for smaller screens, so once you're done, you make it a component. So you can use it for, if I want to use this card now for Android version, I'll just get to bring it and resize it to take the exact width I want it to take on my Android phone. So that's the whole concept of it. So I'm going to do a video, and I'll do a video to send about this. And maybe after shutting down my system, because I think it's my system. I've not shut down my system for this, or my Figma.
Okay, I can quickly. I don't know if you don't mind. I can quickly share.
Okay, no
I've
problem.
logged on my system.
Okay, you can do it now. You can. Okay, so quickly do it.
Sorry, I used another image. I didn't use.
No problem.
Sorry, I'm coming. Sorry.
Oh, so Tony, you still prefer XT? I think I know why you prefer XT.
I don't know, but I think I'm just going to record and send. I'm having issues sharing my screen.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm also still going to record and send. So just do your own recording while I think I would need to shut down my system, allow it to rest, then come back. Maybe even if it means using Figma mobile, Figma desktop app, because seriously, I've never felt like using auto layouts before. Today
I should
was
send like the Figma link and let us like be able to edit it.
okay. Sure. You sure? Let me share it.
Now I'm done to Nancy.
Okay, Nancy.
Can she share like the Figma file? Share the Figma file to the chat. Like let the one open it and let it just like.
Okay, I will.
Okay, yeah. So I'm waiting for it. Nancy, have you sent it?
Yes, I just sent it to the chat box now.
Okay, chat box, not so. Please do chat box.
This one here, the one here. I just pasted the link.
I can't see the link. I don't know. I'm not the only one that can't
Check
see the
whether
link.
it's done to everyone you posted.
Maybe it's a private chat.
Maybe you sent it to someone. No?
Can I share my screen like 5 minutes?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what's the name so that I can quickly?
Can you see now?
Yeah, I can see it now. Is it Kingsley?
Yes, me. Yeah, Kingsley.
I can't make it share. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I just noticed that I don't have access again. Okay, so Nancy, please just kindly do the video on the chat while I do mine too. Oh,
Alright.
we okay, bye would Nancy do the video and send on the chat, and that's all. Thank you.
Are we done?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.